Let me talk about this. This is a very, very hot topic right here. Man, Keith Lee. Now, I just got hip to who Keith Lee is. Didn't know who the gentleman was before, but I'm glad I know who he is now. So, from my understanding, he's a former UFC fighter. He's somebody's famous his brother, and he's a food critic. That's what he's known for now. I know he has a big TikTok page, big Instagram following off of being a food critic. And he goes around to different restaurants, gives his reviews. So recently he came to the city of Atlanta where I reside. Well, I don't live in the city of Atlanta. I live in the outskirts. I live in metro Atlanta. But he exposed what a lot of people have been saying on social media who live in Atlanta, if you're an Atlanta resident or a metro Atlanta resident, you knew everything that Keith Lee was talking about. So he exposed it. He came here for the One Music Fest with his family. He visited popular restaurants like the Milk and Honey restaurant, Old Lady Gang. I think he went to Lil Baby's crab boil spot. And he was basically exposing everything. Long wait times, no parking. What else was it? Um, yeah, long wait time, no park, like service, bad customer service, just all together. And it's been a few people who responded, but one good thing about it, when Keith Lee came out and said everything that he said, different black-owned restaurants have been booming. I've been hearing that lines have been wrapped around certain buildings, certain areas. So the guy has a great following. So if he comes to your restaurant and leaves a great review, oh, your sales will go up 10, 20, 30, 40%. So shout out to that brother for that. But he was getting some backlash because people were saying that you're trying to break down black-owned businesses. It's like, no. The issue is the customer service in Atlanta restaurants is trash. Not everyone, not all of them, not all of Metro Atlanta, but you do have problems when you come in and there are super long wait times. You can't order out. You can't make reservations. You get added gratuity to your bill. That's happened to me numerous times. 12% here, 50% here over a party of two. Only two people. Only two people. Now the only the restaurants that do that all seem to have these grass walls. Y'all know which ones I'm talking about. The green grass walls, with good vibes only, a little neon sign. It'd be those restaurants, the restaurants with hookah and a DJ. Now I'm a DJ, so I love DJing, but thing is, you got a lot of these restaurants who aren't concerned about customer service. They're more concerned about making the money. And like I said, he was talking about Old Lady Gang. Now, that's not a restaurant where got hookah and all that stuff. But man, there's a lot of these restaurants. Where's the lie? And what everything Keith Lee was talking about, go and research it. But he was just basically saying all the stuff that we've been saying, man. When you go into the city of Atlanta, you can't find no parking like that. If you do find somewhere, hopefully it's a garage. You got to pay a lot for that. The long ass wait times. Me personally, I don't go into the city of Atlanta unless I have to, i.e., DJing, work, production, performing, something like that. But as far as eating, I can tell you the county I live in. I live in Cobb County, and they built it up so much to where I don't have to go into Atlanta. Want to know why I stay in Cobb County? Because the parking, for one. The food is good. They built up Cobb County so much to where you don't even have to go into Atlanta if you don't want to. Um, and I feel more safe and secure over here. With Atlanta, you got to worry about motherfuckers breaking in your car, all that stuff. So, the service, the customer service is trash. And y'all know which ones I'm talking about. The ones, and sadly, it's a lot of these black-owned restaurants out here. These black-owned restaurants that just are there for the vibe, hookah, DJ, brunch, all that stuff. It's a lot of restaurants like that. Like I said, I don't go into the city of Atlanta, but man, everything that man had said, I agree with it because I live it. I've lived it, but I don't do it no more. I don't do it no more. So anytime you come to Atlanta, you want to go to those popular spots and everything like that, don't hit up J Red. People be coming into town all the time, and I'm telling you, I don't know where you should go in Atlanta. I DJ at different spots, but you'll see me DJing at events like at the Buckhead Arts Theater. Buckhead Arts Gallery. Shout out to them. Um, the W Hotel, different hotels, different venues, and all that. That's what I do. I don't really be in clubs like that. I'm in lounges from time to time. But yeah, man, it's just an overall bad experience when you go to these Atlanta restaurants. And you had some people talking about some, yeah, you trying to tear down a black owned business and all that. No, it's not that. It's constructive criticism. If you have good food, you should have good service. No ifs and buts about it. Fix up everything. Now I understand Candy responded. I don't think she said too much, but it was a couple of people who responded, like the chef, one of the chefs at these restaurants responded. And I'll say this: you need to be thanking Keith Lee to kind of shake you up. You need to get shooken up to do better. They call Atlanta the black city, the chocolate city, and everything. That does just because you're black owned don't mean that I get trash service. I want to support you. I would love to be there, but the gratuity that you add on there, 12%, you're adding gratuity on there when it's only two people, three people. Usually in regular restaurants, I'm not gonna say regular restaurants, but non-black restaurants, chain restaurant, something like that, right? If you go into the Cheesecake Factory, it's gonna take multiple people in order for them to automatically add gratuity on there. I shouldn't go into a restaurant on a date, you know what I'm saying? And at the end, my bill is like $200-300 because the hookah and got all the drinks plus the food, and you added in 30% gratuity. Like, come on, man. Come on. Let me be the one to decide how much I'm going to tip. Now I should tip fairly, but man, like I said, everything he said, that's one of the big reasons I don't go to Atlanta. Like the parking can be very terrible. So if you agree with that, let me know in the comments. I support what he said 100%. Like I said, I'm not hip to him. I'm hip to him now, and everything that he was saying, I was agreeing with. So shout out to Keith Lee for exposing what is constructive criticism. He exposed Atlanta's restaurants, and you need to do better. This was a wake up call to Atlanta, and shout out to all the companies that benefited from him being here, because I heard that those lines are wrapped around the corner on some of them spots. So shout out to that good brother.